Look at that.
The only thing we're missing on YouTube is the smell.
Yeah.
Of that varnished gas.
It smells like turpentine.
Well, the ethanol gas doesn't do that.
No.
It just goes bad, but doesn't have that old gas smell. But that wire's not corroded at all.
Oh, it's good shape.
It's a rust-free car. It's actually, show me the top here. The other side of it, the outside of the tank.
Oh, yeah, very good shape there.
Yeah, it was a rust-free car, but obviously. I've seen gas after 10 years be fine. Run cars on it with pings, but
that's not good.
It's bad.
You probably just wire brush and stick it back in.
Yeah, a little car cleaner.
Little car cleaner.
What do we got here? We got
on it.
a bright red. Is this a Corsa or a
65 Monza.
Tiny 13-inch tires.
The 95 horse, 4-speed. It's in here to have new valve seats put in it.
On a 95?
Yeah.
Wow.
Came in for a door latch.
Came in for a door latch.
That's done.
And he said, hey, my car won't run good.
They say that the reason the valve seats drop is because they overheat. Map pockets on a 65, 4-speed convertible, not a 3-speed. Interesting. Nice convertible top. Whoever put that on did a good job. Hard to do. And then we've got a Studebaker. What year is this Studebaker?
39.
And this is all genuine stock original?
No, that's a fat man conversion.
Yeah, I see those.
All new suspension on the front of it.
I see those advertised in Street Rodder and such fat man conversions. Disc brake. This is a Mercedes diesel from the 80s.
Yeah.
Probably 80 horsepower.
130.
And is this, you had to cut the firewall?
Yeah, I had to cut the firewall mainly because this is an oil filter and it's going to sit, obviously, in back of the firewall.
Yes.
This is about where the engine's going to sit, so...
Oh, it's just sitting on a safety stand now.
Yeah.
I was wondering why the engine mount was just lying there. I said, geez, maybe it's a spare engine mount. No, I see.
We're just fitting up right now.
So you dropped the frame. That's what this diamond plate is. You drop the frame to put in the entire cross. Did they make a cross member for the 39 Studebaker or just a generic?
I sent them the measurements and then they custom made it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, custom? Really?
Yeah. To make it the correct width and the right drop. I told them, you know, we needed it to go down instead of straight across to clear the engine.
Oh, I see that. Yep. These guys do it all the time, so they know what to expect.
And it was a pretty neat setup. It's all polished stainless steel A-arms and...
This is stainless?
Yeah.
I was wondering why it didn't have quite the shine. Stainless steel. Wow, that takes specialized equipment, weld, polish. All brand spanking new. I guess it's kind of like a Mustang 2 or whatever.
Yeah, it's based off the Mustang 2 front suspension.
But those are GM calipers. I
GM
reckon.
calipers, Mustang 2 hubs, and a different bracket, and Chevy Camaro rotors.
Oh, because one bolt goes through the knuckle.
Yeah.
And one, yeah, because GM bolts that way.
And then it has screw-in Dodge ball joints. It's a compilation of many things.
Yeah, I remember these way back. Big wrench to get those square nuts in. Huh. And a Mercedes just clears the frame there. And it's got air conditioning. It looks like a GM compressor.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yep. I'd put a diesel in. I don't need to go fast. With a Mercedes diesel, ain't going fast.
I'd want a bigger diesel.
How many liters is this? It's a 6-cylinder?
5-cylinder.
Oh, it's a 5. 1, 2, 5. Well, 6-cylinder would have been a bit of a problem. And you can't go forward because you're up against the radiator.
Mm-hmm.
This has got that rounded nose
But,
shell.
you know, when it rounds, it tapers way in, so...
Yeah, so you'd have to run 2 vertical electric fans. Clutch fan is fine, but you can't come forward, so a 5-cylinder. It's a compromise between a 4 and a 6. And transmission, is it going to be automatic or stick?
5-speed.
Really? Is that a Mercedes transmission too?
Yes, it is.
So just by luck that it was a stick, because I think all hot rods should have stick shift, but most get automatics from what I've seen.
Well, this guy wanted a stick, so he sawed up a donor car that had a stick to it.
Yep. the right. But most guys put automatics with that manual looking shifter, but you see the top has a. They go with 700s or whatever. 4L60, which is a renamed 700. Wow. Big job. Rear disc brakes with lowering blocks, 1-inch lowering blocks.
4 9-inch rear end.
Correct angle so the drive shaft runs straight. But with the original leaf springs with the grease
Yeah.
fittings. These are what, Cadillac Eldorado or Riviera?
Same thing we put on the back of Corvairs.
Interesting. That we saw before a few years ago. Is this a Kelmark? I think that's a
Kelmark conversion.
Is this a small block Ford like a 302?
Yeah.
It's mail slot type of windows. Are these? Oh, these are Kragers. These are brand new 17.
Yeah.
I like those. They're kind of like the Hala brands, I suppose. Racing Corvair engines.
Yeah, it goes up in the car above you.
Oh, look at that. Never even noticed it.
It's got its skin all removed to get painted.
So this is a late model suspension, or?
This is my yellow race car.
Oh. Kind of. Well, there's some yellow right there.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see what it is. Reinforced. Big tubes. Carry stuff. Carry the load. I'm too old to beat on stuff. I just like tootling along. Can't believe it happened to me, but that's just what I do. Yeah, this is all torn apart, I'd say. Factory undercoating.
Yeah.
Thick.
Some of it hasn't been chiseled off yet.
Yeah, I just leave it. I wish they'd make undercoating that you spray on that wasn't so black, so it didn't look like a car dealer had just resprayed the underside. It was grayish black. Heim joint instead of a rubber bushing. You've got a Heim joint. Never seen that. Interesting. Pretty much kind of sort of stock Corvair that's been tinkered with. Stock Corvair steering box. Fuel cell. Interesting. What
One of the things I got since you were here last was the specific cylinder head machine.
DCM Tech, Winona, Minnesota. And that regrinds valve seats. You weld the valve seat closed and regrind it.
Yeah. And that cuts them, and then I can ream the guides, and then I can also, it has metal cutters to cut the faces back on the valve seats.
Because the 140 has, especially, the material's been fatigued over millions of stop and starts in almost 50 years. This is one that you've milled the seat completely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ready to have new seats put in it.
Re-weld, all brand new. Now, this is the intake ports.
Yep.
Gonna have some kind of three downdraft carburetors of some sort?
No, I have the 6 tubes that comes up into the top, and then has a poly on top of it.
Oh, a center mount 4-barrel.
Yeah. Those are some new race heads I'm building.
There was a fellow in at the Ventura convention that had a 5-speed in his Corvair, and he had drilled these exhaust tubes at an angle, so he didn't have to go around the pushrod tubes.
And you can make them bigger.
Yeah, I looked underneath it, and he basically had a tube like this with a header, a collector like a race car. Of course, no shrouds. You don't need them really. But
That's going to happen to these heads.
after you deflash them.
Yeah, there's still a lot of work left.
That flashing is so bad. That's what deflashing is. It's just the holes where the air passes through isn't open, because when heads were cast, they didn't clean things up, so the air doesn't pass through. So you drill these, you weld it shut.
No, you don't have to weld
No,
it
you don't
shut.
have to?
If you go in at, I think it's a 22-degree angle, you miss the stud and you miss the push rod, you go in like this, you open it up to 1.5 inch diameter.
But they come out at a different angle.
Yeah,
Kinda.
they come out straight stock with, I believe it's 22 degrees, they come out this way, and then you make another flange and bolt it down to these.
But you have to make a new exhaust manifold or use a header? You don't,
Yeah.
You have to use a header. At the Gilmore Museum that we went to after the car show on Saturday, they had a 60 Corvair with a fiberglass body and a bubble top.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you look at the exhaust manifolds?
No, I didn't.
They were custom exhaust manifolds, kind of sort of like headers, and they had a foot on the corner cast in. That was the name of the company, like Moon Eyes has the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I have to send you the pictures of it. It was some kind of custom semi-header
Hmm.
back in on 60. So these tubes just go straight into the valve, as opposed to the Corvair having a log on top with 1 or 2 carburetors. And you do the same thing to the bottom. Sounds good to me. You put in the more modern, smaller spark plugs? Is
Yeah,
that
and I
what's in
move it down into the face so I can mill it deeper and not mill through the spark plug.
Oh, and you
Raise
use a
the
smaller.
compression.
Those are like tiny spark plugs.
Yeah, the itty bitty ones.
As they say,
And they're long reach. Like I build this area up, I build that area up, so there's a lot of thread engagement so they don't blow out.
as they say on the comedy show, looks custom. Yeah, custom a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not simple stuff. And it shows.